Good afternoon to all of you. You must be wondering why all CVUs are here. At least for Coal India, we know for sure that all IT-related initiatives are being driven by business department. We are stakeholders in what is happening in the IT field because we believe that through IT implementation we can prevent a lot of things which otherwise affect the company. Those of you who have worked in PSUs or who have dealt with PSUs can easily relate to what I'm saying. I will talk in general terms. My colleague Deepak will get into more details. Now, the major issues which are seen in the functioning of a PSU is, first of all, the various leakages and pilferages that we have been talking also in the morning with regard to the various products we produce or the kind of revenue that we generate. The magnitude of problem that I am referring to can be seen in the context of, for example, coal sector, where the pilferage of coal is considered to be anything between 10 to 20% of the production. If you take the last year's production of 500 million tons, it will be in terms of quantity 50 to 100 million tons, and at the higher end is almost 60% of what we import from outside. In terms of value, it will be between 10,000 crores to 20,000 crores per annum. So if we can contain part of the problem through IT, we have achieved quite a lot. The second issue that PSUs generally grapple with is the issues relating to procurement. Now, in procurement, we find that there is lack of fairness, lack of transparency, there is a cartelization, unbalanced bidding, whereby some of the bidders have got greater access to information, non-equitable treatment of bidders, restrictive kind of tender conditions, and discretionary evaluation, etc. Now, these kind of problems, to some extent, can be controlled through various IT-related initiatives that we will discuss. Third is the unfairness to vendors. This may mean delay in payment of bills, refund of EMDs, the release of bank guarantees, and handling of commercial disputes. The next point is relating to unfairness to customers, which will mean in terms of quality, the kind of goods that we are giving may not be up to the right quality. It may be higher billing. We are billing more than what we supply. The delay in supply or outright favoritism to certain customers in terms of giving better quality coal, for example, in our sector. The last point on this slide is relating to non-redressal of various grievances of stakeholders, which will include vendors, which will include customers, which will include own employees. The next thing which we look at is the way we function in a PSU setup, which is very traditional in nature, and there is a huge resistance to change. Next, there are issues relating to low productivity and low equipment availability. Now, productivity, unfortunately, in our setup, these issues get brushed under the carpet because we make a lot of profits because of the kind of margins we have. And hence, really speaking, these are the issues which never come to the fore. Next is large vested interests. It could be with various stakeholders or even with the various environmental factors, local leadership, local mafias. It could be relating to various vested interests in transporters, for example. Next is employee dissatisfaction. The kind of PSUs that we have, the large number of employees, obviously it is difficult to take care of the interests of each one of them, but the system has to be fair, and unfortunately there are dissatisfaction there relating to delay in payment of bills or unfairness in transfer, promotion, postings, and also career progression, etc. And finally, recruitment, where we find that there are many malpractices and favoritism. Now, when we look at the implementation of IT in a PSU setup, we are looking at all these processes and all these transactions which we would like to improve by IT implementations. One is the internal processes, the way we function. It could mean in terms of various operational issues. It can mean in terms of the maintenance of record. It can mean in terms of various process flow in the organization. The second, the way we interact with the vendors, that we have to identify, we have trying to improve so that it becomes more system driven, less of a manual intervention, no discussions, and to some extent it becomes a totally objective process. So we try to identify those in transactions and try to build in IT solutions there. Next, the way PSU interact with the customers. Similarly, the way PSU interacts with the government. Government also requires a large number of reports, data, etc. How we supply those data, how to maintain those data becomes critical. The way PSU handles employee issue relating to their improvement in terms of capacity, etc. The way PSU handles various complaints and grievances, because that also indicates how efficient the PSU finally will be in terms of managing the stakeholders. And lastly, productivity and efficiency issues. Now, the way we have looked at it, we have identified 4 broad areas where systematically we have tried to address those issues. First is the electronic surveillance to check thefts and pilferages. As you know, any of our smallest unit, for example, a project is spread over a few kilometers, and they have no physical boundary walls, the large number of access points. It is physically impossible to control a theft or pilferage through physical means. So it has to be through electronic means. We will see how it has been done through various IT solutions. Second is the operational aspect of the company, how we capture real-time data from the primary source and analyze those data for improvement in our efficiency of operation. So this can relate to production, this can relate to dispatches, or relate to equipment, relate to stores, etc. Third, the management of IT-related information system, whereby not only to maintain the data regarding the employees, but also to give them online services and also try to work out their training schedules, etc. And last is those transactions which are there with various stakeholders, for example, vendors and consumers. If we improve those processes, will improve the satisfaction level of our stakeholders, and finally will lead to better relationships with them. Now, as far as the IT in containing pilferages are concerned, I will not get into details because my friend Deepak will do it. But broadly, I am pointing out the things we have done it. One is the electronic tracking of the vehicles which are carrying coal all along its route, so that there is no diversion in route. Number 2, electronic surveillance of various vulnerable points that we have, either within mine or in the railway sidings, wherever the coal is getting out. Then weight tracking. We have tried to track the weight itself right from the production end to the supply end, so that wherever there is a leakages, we will be able to find out which place, which points the weights are getting reduced. Next is data exchange with other stakeholders, for example, railways and police, whereby we can figure out how things have moved. For example, if we give information with railways that this much quantity of goods have been dispatched, when they do payment in some further point through in-motion way bridge, for example, then they are able to tally, and then we are able to figure out whether in a particular segment there has been loss of weight. Similarly with the police, if we can exchange data with them, they can make out that whatever has come out of the coal area, they are genuine or not. For example, they have no way to find out actually whether a particular vehicle carrying coal is an authorized one or is an unauthorized one. So there is a need to change data so that they are able to figure out which one is the authorized one and which are not. Next is the improved system of quantity measurement. Generally what happens is when we produce coal, we don't know how much quantity has been produced. So what happens, we just count the trips of the vehicle and multiply by the average weight, and that is how the total quantity is worked out. But then it is a crude method which is being done. So now it is being also cross-checked with the what is called survey of the face of the mine, so that we know exactly how much quantity has been taken out. And this entire process is done through what is called 3D terrestrial laser scanner system, which is very fast and without any manual intervention. We are also looking at satellite tracking and UAV. These are initial stages, but it is possible to do it so that we are able to work out if there are any points of leakages, etc. Finally, we are also looking at mobile-based solutions which can work in many places where the normal wide area network fails. Now, the problems relating to procurement, we have discussed large number of them. So what we need is a good e-procurement manual, and there is a need to take some leads from good practices, both available in India and abroad, because the best practices need to be adopted in the system. Next is the standardization of NIT. NIT is very important, and that is the place where most of the things are done. What are the conditions we put in so that it doesn't become restrictive in nature, etc. Very important. It has to be done. Next is the e-procurement platforms. Now, STQC certification is given. It has to be done. There is no question about that. But what is required is also that time to time various patches are given, and there is a need to have STQC certification periodically. Because if we do only once, it doesn't mean that it is free from any security holes for all time to come. Next, the reverse auction that has been tried. So basic models are available, but what is not available is the various designs which are required for various kinds of reverse auction. For example, if the number of bidders are less, e-procurement doesn't yield good results, and cartelization is still there. Now if the number of bidders is large, perhaps one can eliminate H1 to arrive at initial price, which can be a start with price. But if the number is less, it becomes difficult. Now, there are other design parameters, for example, documents or time that we give for various bids. Now, these are required to be calibrated correctly for various situations so that we have a right kind of optimal kind of result. Next is the rule-based decision making, non-discretionary. For that to happen, we need to put in place the rules for different situations so that nobody is able to take advantage of the gray areas. And finally, audit and control system, which is extremely important to keep a log of what we are doing. Now, we have been discussing about unfairness of vendors. Now, a delay in the bills can be curtailed partly through what is called bill tracking system. Now, a kind of a simple build tracking system will not work. What is also required is various alerts, that if it is delayed beyond a point, it has to go to a certain level. And if delay is extraordinary, it has to escalate to higher level, and higher level has to be sensitive enough to look into those cases themselves. Then auto EMD refund. This is a good experiment, whereby if some bit fails, the money goes directly system driven within a day or so. Online BG verification and online processing of release. This is an idea which we are working on. Similarly, we have got independent external monitors to see the entire process, so that there is a third-party audit all the time. Now, unfairness to customers. Now, quality checking, we have discussed about this. The most modern techniques are available to find out what is the quality. And also there is something called auto samplers, whereby sampling can be done through machines. There is no human intervention. Already it has been introduced. Similarly, we have also a system of third-party sampling and testing, so that there is an independent kind of a process. Next is regular quality testing, very important. And also associated with that is the auto refund. That if we are not able to supply a particular quality, whatever is the differential amount, we are able to give immediately. Or if there is a delay in supply, we are able to refund immediately. So that kind of system is being put in place. Similarly, portal for consumers, who should know exactly what kind of goods are available, which place, because we have e-auction system in place, but they may not know exactly which is the place where they will get the right kind of thing. We are trying to put in place, with the help of GIS, a system whereby they will know exactly the kind of thing they want, where it is available, and at what price, etc. Grievance redressal, as I said, is important because of the fact that if we take care of grievances of the stakeholders, consumers, etc., our image improves, and also we are able to keep a check on our internal process also. We have tried with online system, and also there are system of alerts and escalation to higher levels. Even the offline kind of application gets converted to online mode, and accordingly it is being processed thereafter. Similarly, we have online vendor feedback and survey system. We have tried out with grievance cell, which is only dedicated to this work. As far as our own internal working is concerned, we have a very dedicated ERP called Coalnet, which takes care of all functional areas of the company, including production, sales, material management, finance, equipment, etc. For internal office working, ERP solutions is being tested. Part of it already has been tried, a few modules. Similarly, we have taken up a large-scale digitization program, so that all our internal working also becomes through online mode. As far as employees are concerned, as I mentioned earlier, not only we have to collect data with regard to the employees, but also we have to process their applications, their entitlements, their online. This already has started. Similarly, we have to disclose things which affect them, for example, DPC minutes, seniority list, and result of whichever interview they take. Similarly, online property return, online performance appraisal, which is being done in Government of India also now, we have also adopted. Online vigilance clearance is important. We have tried out so that clearances are given very fast. There is no need for any dissatisfaction on this account. Finally, scheduling of training and also monitoring online process. Recruitment, we have tried out online application, online testing, and finally, we are also accepting GATE scores now. Now, these are some of the things we wanted to highlight. The basic purpose is that we look at all functional areas, try to find out which are the areas which need our attention, try to find out where IT can help in plugging difficulties. Obviously, IT cannot take care of every problem that we have, but to some extent it can contain, it can mitigate certain processes. And to a large extent we have been able to cut down leakages, cut down pilferages by a huge amount, and I'm sure as the next presentation comes, the entire thing will be much more clear.